motionless. "That you?" Aaliyah bit her lip, frowning. "Sorry, line?" "Cut!" There was a collective groan from the crew. The evil prince dropped his axe. The guy holding the boom microphone rolled his eyes. "What do you mean, sorry, line?" Jasper Frost leaped from his canvas chair, clutching a megaphone that he most definitely didn't need. The way he was yelling, he could have been heard in the next province over. Frost was short and stocky, his wiry hair alive with frizz, his eyes small and mean under bushy brows. He wasn't much to look at, but his cardio conditioning had to be top-notch, considering how many times he'd run onto the set from his perch behind the cameras. Aaliyah paled. "I'm sorry, Mr. Frost, I don't—" He flapped a script at her. "What's the matter with you, Aaliyah?" he barked. "You are supposed to be Medura, the Dragon Queen, not Idiota, the Feeble." The actress blinked back tears, but Frost wasn't finished. "An actress knows her lines. I hired an actress, didn't I?" She flinched. "I know my lines. I mean, I knew my lines last night at the hotel." "Well, then maybe we should have filmed the scene last night at the hotel," he snapped. Someone coughed lightly. Much of the crew busied themselves with making minute adjustments to equipment, carefully looking anywhere else. Others fidgeted uncomfortably as they waited in silence for the tirade to end. "I don't know what happened there," Aaliyah said. "It won't happen again." "Of course it won't." He narrowed his eyes. "Don't think that what happened in L.A. will keep me from firing you here if you don't deliver." I wasn't sure what had happened in L.A., but it was clear by the way Aaliyah's eyes darkened that the two had a history beyond this embarrassing moment. "I'll do better," she muttered. "Learn your lines." Frost's gaze swiveled to Dana. "And you. I could get more emotion out of that rock. This is a pivotal scene for Pixnetta. Try acting like something other than a department store mannequin. Will you?" Someone on the set gasped. Maybe it was me. Dana maintained a neutral expression when she nodded her acknowledgement, but her shoulders were rigid, and her hand clenched around her chalice until her knuckles looked white. Clearly, it took every ounce of self-control not to hurl it at Frost's head. He jabbed his finger at a dark-haired woman who'd been introduced to me earlier as his first AD, assistant director, Taryn Walsh. "Didn't I ask you to get that fill light fixed? Is it too much to ask to have lighting that works?" Taryn had a face full of freckles, was a couple inches taller than Frost, a couple decades younger, and I'd seen her pop at least a handful of antacids since I'd arrived. She pushed her dark hair out of her eyes as she clapped her hands briskly. "Can we get the gaffer out here, please?" "Does anyone on this set know how to do their job?" Frost ranted. "I'm doing my job," Taryn assured him quietly, which Frost ignored. A brawny 60-ish man with a full dark beard and a shaved head appeared. "Someone needs lighting." Frost looked over at him. "Hey, Grizzly Adams, I need that light fixed." "His name is Paul," Taryn told him. "I don't care if his name is Thomas Edison," Frost said. "Can he fix the fill light or not?" "I can fix the light," Paul said. Taryn showed him the light in question and managed to position herself as a shield between him and Frost while he did the job, apparently assuming Frost wouldn't berate someone he couldn't see. Of course, Paul was about 70 pounds heavier and 9 inches wider than her, so Frost was able to glare at parts of him while he worked. A few minutes later, fill light restored, Paul left the set without a backward glance, and Taryn turned to the board crew with a few more claps. "Okay, everyone, let's try this again." "Yes," Frost said, throwing up his hands. "By all means, let's try again. We have unlimited time and budget here. I'd love to spend another year of my life in Moose Paddy, Saskatchewan." "Moose Haven," Taryn corrected him, "and it's not that bad." "If you're in love with flannel," Frost snapped, "someone ought to fire the location scout. What, the Keebler elf tree wasn't available? It would have been bigger than this godforsaken place." "That's enough, Frost." The words were spoken quietly by the steel-haired 40-something woman standing off to the side.